A very good morning, students. In the last class, we were discussing about the basis of classifications. So, last 2 days we were discussing the same topic but on various aspects. So, what we have so far studied is we studied the levels of organizations. Everything we will study after this session. Before we could conclude this topic today, we will study a flow chart so that you will remember everything whatever we studied. So today I will complete this basis of classification, and next week onwards we will be studying about every day three phylums we will study and complete this chapter within 4 classes. Okay, so every day 3 phylums we will be studying. So phylum studying, all these are very simple. It will be very easy to understand. Okay, so today I will complete with the flow chart of what we have studied so far. Okay, so two more concepts are left under the basis of classification. We studied the levels of organization, then the body wall, coelom, then also the types in the coelomate animal and segmentations, all this. And today we are going to concentrate on another topic, that is segmentation and notochord. Segmentation is one topic. Along with this, notochord also we will talk about. So these two topics we will discuss today. First we will concentrate on the segmentation process. Now, segmentation means, if you take an example of annelids, an example for Annelida. Annelida is an earthworm. It's an example, and this earthworm has many segments. So this is the diagrammatic of this earthworm. I just put it like this. So like this it is. So this is the structure of earthworm that we have it, and if you can see, the body is having many segments like this. So the body of the earthworm has segments. It has got segments. Now on each segments, some organs will be repeated. Very important. So that means in each and every segments, certain organs will be repeated. Clear? Right. So in some animals like this annelids, it is externally and internally they are divided into repeated units. So this is called the repeated units. So what this repeated unit will have? It will have some organs which are repeated in all the segments. So if you take this earthworm or annelids, in each segment, so this is one segment and this is one segment, like this is one segment. So each segment, a particular organ is being repeated once again. Okay, so that process is called metamerism. Metamerism. Understand? So it's an important word, metamerism, and also a 2-mark question. Okay, so you understand in segmentation what is metamerism is. If you talk about the annelids like earthworm, the body is segmented. So if the body is segmented, every part is repeated. So that means it represents the same. So whatever organs are there inside, it is also once again repeated. So organs are repeated. Is that clear? So this is one part of the annelids. Clear? Right. So second, also we will have some segmented animals like arthropoda. If you talk arthropodas. So what is arthropoda? An example for arthropodas are the cockroach and butterflies. If you see this cockroach and butterflies, they also segments will be there, but those segments are different. Is that clear? So for an example, if you talk about this is the structure of the cockroach like this. It is, if you see the body structure, if you remove the wings and see, the structures are like this. Okay, Right, so now this is having the first part is called, this every part is called thorax. So the before thorax is called prothorax, where the chest area is there. Then it is having mesothorax, meso and metathorax. So all this we will study when we study about the particular phylum. Okay. So here also the body is segmented, but there is no repetition of this organ. Clear? So even annelids as well as arthropoda, they are segmented animals, but the difference here is, here it is metamerism in annelids. Why? Metamerism means every segments look similar, at the same time some organs are repeated. But whereas in arthropoda, you will have the segments, but the segments will have the different functions. So segment look different and different functions. Clear? Right. So that is what this segmentation is. Clear? So all these are presented in the higher animals. Everything, this kind of a segmentation will always be seen in the higher group of animals. So this is also an important 1 mark question. Clear? Right. So that is what segmentation is. Now we will study about the notochord. We talk about the notochords. An example for this notochords are the chordatas. Chordata. See, notochord is nothing but, if you talk about the embryonic structures. So this is the structure of any embryo. It is formed in the womb of the mother. Somewhat it looks like this, and it is having inside a structure will be formed like this. So if you can see, so this kind of a structure is seen inside. Clear? So this is the nerve cord. I mean, we'll talk about, this is the nerve cord, and here you will have this, all this structure is called the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal. And now you will find one more structure here. It is quite depth like this. So that structure is called the notochord. So notochord is present between the nerve cord and the alimentary canals. Okay, so it is so this kind of a notochord is nothing but the backbone that we have it, the vertebral column that we have it. So that is what the notochord is. So this is presented in an advanced animals. That is what chordates. So chordates are called the advanced animals. Why advanced animals? It is because higher animals. Okay, so we call it as advanced animals. Okay, right. So next one, it is, I told you, the ventral side. There is two parts in it. Okay, so this part is called the anterior part, or this part is called the ventral part of it, and this part is called the dorsal part of it, of this notochord. The front part and the back part. The ventral part will have two things. That is, the alimentary canal is there in the ventral part. Alimentary canal is there. This is the alimentary canal, ventral part, and here you will have the mouth part. So mouth and the alimentary canals are present in the ventral part, and the nervous systems are presented in the dorsal part. Okay, right. So that is the important thing that you have to understand. And the notochord will be giving support, and it forms later on the it gives support to the ventral side as well as the dorsal side of it. And actually it is a rod like structure. It is rod like structure. Clear? Right. So from where it is derived, so you will have this outer part and inner part. So it is developed from the mesodermal layers or mesoderm cells. We studied what is mesoderm, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderms. Clear? So this is the mesodermal, formed from the mesodermal layers. Is that clear? Right. So here if you see the structure like this, this is the body wall, and you will have this notochord will be present inside the alimentary canal. So outer part alimentary canal will be there, it is present inside. Clear? Right. and notochord will be presented in the embryonic development, and for human beings it is there in the embryonic development. Embryonic development means when we formed in the womb of the mother, it is there in the embryonic development. So it is developed in the embryonic. In certain organism it is stopped in the embryonic development, but for chordates and we human beings it is being converted into the vertebral column. This is important. Okay, so this is how the animals are all have been classified. Clear? So animals so far they have classified on various bases. On that, the last one final is the segmentation and the notochord. All these are very important. Clear? Right. So now two more things that we will discuss, and then we will stop with that, and next class onwards we will be discussing about the phylum of it. What we are concentrating is the classifications of the kingdom Animalia. In that, the classification part that we have already studied, classification, two subkingdoms, non-chordates and chordates. Here, the first class I have told you, the metazoans are divided into two types. Do you remember? The metazoa will be further classified into two type of subkingdoms. So that is called as the parazoa and eumetazoa. So these two things that we have already seen, and I told you to stop with that. Afterwards we will add it. So now I will tell you regarding this, and with that the classification will get over. Okay, right. So now all this parazoa, or what do you mean by metazoa? Metazoa is called as multicellular animals. So parazoa, eumetazoa, both are multicellular. An example for this parazoa will be porifera. Porifera example is sponges. So what is the cell arrangement here? The cell is cellular level of organization. Cell is loosely arranged, but there is no tissues. That is what we studied. No tissues as well as no organs. Clear? No tissues, no organs. So that this part is very clear now. Parazoa is clear. Next one is eumetazoa. Eumetazoa, they will have tissues. Tissues are present, organs are present, and organ system will be present. So after porifera, all the other things comes under the eumetazoa. This much you are clear? Right. Now this eumetazoa will be further divided into two types based on the radiata. So it is having the radiata, it is called this, it is a division, radiata, it's a division. Okay. Another one is called bilateral. So there are two divisions. One is called the radiata, another one is called bilateral. So what is radiata? The two layers of the cell will be there here, radiators. Here it is having ectoderms as well as endoderm will be there. Okay, these two layers will be there, ectoderm and endoderm. But whereas it has mesoglia, mesoglia is only the undifferentiated layers. Okay, and since it's a radiata, the symmetry here is radial symmetry, and since it is having only two layers, they are called diploblastic animals. Okay, right. So examples for this radiata we have already studied, that is called the Cnidaria and the Ctenophora. Understand? So this is the radiata. Now we will talk about the bilateral. Bilateral, we will have bi means 2. If you divide into 2, it is giving an equal half. It is having top and bottom, left and right, everything. So it is having triploblastic animals. Triploblastic. So 3 layers will be there. Just opposite to that you study. Okay. Now this bilateral alone is further classified into another 2 divisions that we will talk now. Bilateral is further divided into 2 type of divisions. Okay. The first division is called protostomia. Protostomia. There are 2 words in it, proto and stomia. Okay. And second one is called deuterostomia. Here also 2 words, deuterostomia. Now what is this proto? Pro means first. Pro is called as first. Stomia means mouth. Clear? Right. So here it is deutero means second. Stomia means mouth, second mouth. Okay. So here we have studied about the embryonic development. The mouth is formed here in the embryonic development. The embryo will undergo blastopore. Blastopores. That means it forms the cell-like structures like this, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, like this. So here one small depression will take place, and this depression is called mouth. So first mouth is taking place, so that is called protostomia. And this is further subdivided into 3 types. One is called the acoelomate, then pseudocoelomate, then eucoelomate. That is the 3 subdivisions of this. Clear? Then second mouth, that is same when the embryonic blastomere is formed, anus will be formed here near or from the blast. So this place is called blastopore. So here anus is formed. First mouth is also formed, and then anus is formed. So anus becomes the second mouth here. So it is having 2 openings. That is what it means. Here it is having only 1 opening mouth, and there it having 3. So anus is formed here or formed the from the blastomere, and mouth is away from the blastomere. Here the anus near the blastopore, and mouth will be formed away from the blastopore. All these are very important 1 mark questions. Clear? Right. So the example for this is called enterocoelomate. Entero means true coelomate. An example here it is called enterocoelomate. So this and all you just go through for just 1 mark questions, but what we discussed earlier, all those are important. Clear? So with this, the basis of classification gets over, and next following classes we will be discussing about each phylum. So we have 11 phylums including chordata. So all these phylums, every class we will study 3 phylums, so that we will complete within 4 periods, we will just complete it. Okay, right. So that's all about this first part of your animal kingdom. If any doubts, you can call me and ask anytime. Okay, right. Thank you very much.